Today in the kitchen, we're making Cajun chicken Alfredo. I have some mini bell peppers, some green bell peppers, onions, and cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna get these washed up. So I've got these washed up and got them cut up into slices. I had 2 green bell peppers, and then we had some mini bell peppers that we had orange, red, and yellow, 2 onions, and then I also have a pot of water boiling. I have that on high heat. I'm gonna get that to a rolling boil before we put in the pasta, and then I have a skillet and I'm gonna add some olive oil to that. And I have this on between medium and high heat, and then I'm gonna add in the bell peppers, the mini bell peppers, and the onions. And then I'm gonna mix that around. And then I'm also gonna add in the cherry tomatoes. I didn't cut those up. You just want those to cook in the oil, and then eventually they're gonna get soft, and then we're gonna mash them. So I'm just gonna continue to let this cook until the bell peppers and onions are soft and a little bit of a light golden brown. The water is now at a rolling boil, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the pasta. I'm using the gluten-free Higher Harvest by H-E-B, the Penne pasta, and I'm just going to put that into the boiling water. And then I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to let this cook for 10 minutes. I'm going to give it a good stir when I first put it in, and then just continue to let it cook. The bell peppers, onions, and tomatoes are still cooking, and the tomatoes are starting to get a little bit soft, so I'm just going to squeeze those a little bit, and then those juices will come out, and we'll continue cooking this until it has a little bit of a light golden brown to it. I'm also going to add in the Texas Blackening Seasoning from H-E-B. I don't really measure this out, I just sprinkle it all on top. And then mix that all together in with the bell peppers and onions and tomatoes. About 2 minutes before the pasta was done, I did add a splash of olive oil, and then once the 10 minutes was done, I drained the pasta, and now we're ready to add in the pasta sauce. I'm using the H-E-B Saucy Cajun pasta sauce, and it does contain milk and eggs, but it is gluten-free, and so we're going to add that to the pasta. I'm going to add in 3 jars of the Cajun pasta sauce into this Alfredo. We like it to be a little more saucy. If you don't like as much sauce in your pasta, then 2 jars would be just fine. And then I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. And then add in 2 tablespoons of the Italian seasoning. And then I'm using parsley flakes, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of the parsley. And then I'm gonna add in the bell peppers, onions, and tomatoes into the pasta. Okay, and then using that same skillet that I had the bell peppers and onions and tomatoes in, I'm gonna add in the chicken. I'm using the chicken tenderloins. And I have this on medium to high heat, and we're gonna cook up the chicken, and I'm gonna add in the blackened seasoning, and I don't measure this, I just put a generous amount onto the chicken, and then I'm gonna flip it over and put another generous amount onto the other side of the chicken. And then I'm gonna let this cook for several minutes until it's almost well done, and then when it gets to almost well done, I'm gonna cut it up into pieces. Okay, this has been cooking for about 7 minutes. It's still pink on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and take some scissors and cut this up into pieces, and then continuing to cook this until the chicken is well done. Okay, I'm finished cutting up all the chicken into pieces. I'm going to continue to let that cook until it's well done. In another pan I have on medium heat, I'm getting some shrimp scampi, and that was frozen shrimp scampi from Sam's. I'm going to take one of the bags and heat this up into the skillet until it's totally melted the butter from the shrimp on here. And then we are going to serve that with the Cajun chicken Alfredo. And I'm just continuing to cook the chicken and stirring it around so that it can continue to cook until it's well done. And same for the shrimp, just continue stirring that around until it's done and it's no longer frozen and all the butter is melted. Okay, the chicken has cooked till well done, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the pot of the pasta. Once you have that added, then go ahead and stir that around and get the pasta and the chicken and the vegetables and tomatoes all mixed good together. And then I'm gonna let this simmer on medium heat until the shrimp are done. The shrimp are getting done, so I'm gonna go ahead and start making plates for dinner. So I'm adding a couple of spoonfuls of pasta to the plate. And then I will spoon a couple of shrimp on top of the pasta. And you can even add some of the garlic butter on top of the pasta, and that's also really good. I've shredded up some Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to add that to the top. And then if you want another level of spicy, then you can add some red pepper. You can find the full recipe in the description box down below. Enjoy, dinner is served. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know if you tried Cajun Chicken Alfredo. We'll see you next time in the kitchen.